We're still in Shanghai Disneyland!
Hey there, Man Fam. It is our second day exploring Shanghai Disneyland because this park is absolutely massive.
We didn't even get to certain lands in the park yesterday, like Zootopia. So come along as we have some more fun in our newest Disney park.
And just as a reminder, you may notice our filming style be a little bit different today as we are doing our best to be respectful of all social norms.
Are you guys excited?
Very.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to be a Zootopia day.
Oh, a zoot, like beautiful.
Yeah, I noticed you needed to pause to react to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to try everything. First stop this morning, the Enchanted Storybook Castle. We came into the park with our early admission from being resort guests simply to ogle at the marvel that is the largest Disney castle in the world. Especially if you go inside, there are these beautiful mosaics with 4 of the different princesses, and it's just stunning. It's breathtaking in there. But I pointed out in our first Shanghai video that there is a peony on the top of one of the tallest towers on top of the castle, and that is to represent China. There are a couple other details to look for that you can kind of see easier on the backside here. This tall one right in front of me, there's a crown on top. That's to represent the Disney princesses. And then they've also got magnolias, which are native to Shanghai. So again, a beautiful combination of both China and Disney represented here. But truly, this castle's beauty cannot be overstated. It is overwhelming how stunning all the detail is, and the column work, the mosaics. There's this beautiful quartz portrait of a castle on the outside. It's just awe-inspiring.
Starting our day off in Tomorrowland, which is 2 stories, which I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around. It also looks incredibly futuristic and feels like the Tomorrowland I want the ones in the domestic parks to be. The main feature, I think, though, is Tron, which really just sort of fits within the skyline of Tomorrowland here. And listen, it's the OG, so it absolutely should, but...
Are you guys getting old Epcot vibes?
Ooh,
Personally, no, but I do think that this feels unlike any other Tomorrowland in a way that it's solving some of Tomorrowland's problems.
I can agree with that. It feels like high-techy, the Tomorrowland we all hoped it would be if it was built in 2016 as opposed to being built in 1971.
I agree completely. Something about the tip board down there and the fountain, and it's just giving me the vibe of walking in through the old canopies with the fountain at Epcot. Maybe I'm just longing for old Epcot. Possibility for sure. But also, it's a very fancy Tomorrowland. I think we're walking on, marble.
Oh, it's very fancy. I would agree with that completely.
Of the parks I've been to, it feels like when you go to Fantasyland or Tomorrowland, you're like, oh yeah, I've been here. And at this park, it's like, oh, I've never been here.
And our first attraction here in Tomorrowland for the day is going to be getting into the grid. Yes, Tron, Light Cycle Power Run, a Shanghai Disney original. While we now have this ride in the States at Walt Disney World, it debuted here in Shanghai at 2016 as an absolute original of the park and then came domestic. It has a height requirement of 122 centimeters, which is 48 inches. And it took as long to build the one in Walt Disney World as it did this entire park. Tron is a roller coaster that puts you on the back of the unique Light Cycle ride vehicles, just like from the Tron movie. It goes both inside and outside under this beautiful canopy that I just have to tell you, absolutely illuminated last night when we were here in the night. And it is so beautiful on the Shanghai skyline. It is just a very cool addition to this modern Tomorrowland. Now, Tron is unsurprisingly a very popular attraction. Currently, it has about a 50-minute wait, but we have seen waits as high as 90 to 100 minutes. It does have Premier Access available, but we were lucky to have it included as part of our ticket package. Okay, on to ride Tron Light Cycle Power Run.
Okay, so what do we think?
I think that they had 3 sets of Tron-specific ears, including these orange light-up ones.
So a must buy.
Yeah.
A must buy. I thought about getting the blue ones because I'm pretty sure technically the orange are the bad guys.
Yeah, but you're a Slytherin, so this adds up. You know, that was Tron.
It was Tron, and I'm gonna say it, worse Tron. Slightly worse. Still fun, but the track's not as smooth.
Just like in the States, I think that one of the bigger differences on the interior is that it was much darker.
But we did get to drive through the orange blood, so.
We did.
We got to. As if it was a privilege.
A
Digital pixel blood.
a real treat. I also think, just like at Magic Kingdom, the best part's the launch.
Oh, for sure. The launch is great. And you know what? This is where this ride debuted. It's where it started. It is nice to be able to say, rode the OG.
And obviously, Disney took some learnings away from that.
For sure. But if you are visiting Shanghai and you have ridden the Magic Kingdom Tron before, this is probably not something that needs to be high on your priority list unless you're just checking off that you rode the original.
And what trip to a castle park wouldn't be complete without a trip to see everyone's favorite Space Ranger? We are headed on Buzz Lightyear Planet Rescue, which is this park's version of Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin or Astro Blasters. I have read that this is different enough that it's fun to ride even if you're used to playing the other versions. It was also included with our ticket, so even though it only has a 5-minute wait, we're going to go through Premier Access because why not? But I'm very excited to see Buzz and what he's getting up to here in Shanghai. Do you think we can neutralize the Mega Blaster?
I think so. I feel confident that we are able. We've been training domestically.
We've been deployed internationally
We've been
now.
deployed internationally to neutralize the Mega Blaster. And don't forget, find Zurg's secret lair.
I think that's where the Mega Blaster will be.
Now, more than just a hat rack over here.
Oh, we found Zurg's lair!
I can say with confidence that I believe we have neutralized the Mega Blaster.
That was fun.
That was great. That was definitely the best version of Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger.
No question.
They combined like what is good about California was the things that are good about Disney too, or Disney World
I'm
as
sorry.
well.
I've been distracted by the feet.
Oh, God.
Lilo's out, and her feet are with her.
Grippers out.
Hate those on every continent. Go on.
No, they combined again what is best about Disneyland, when you can remove the blasters from their holders,
Pick up the gun,
and
yeah.
pick them up, and with what I think is really good about Walt Disney World, which is where the targets that are like, I think the targets scale well in Walt Disney World to me in terms of like they're further away, so you get more points. It feels more intuitive.
But this one's the most intuitive, I think, because it lights up and it
Yes!
changes colors when you shoot it, and it's
Yeah.
very easy to tell what you're shooting
Immediate feedback.
versus Walt Disney World or Disneyland.
Fully
It's
agree.
always a guessing game there if you're like on target or not. I
Yeah.
felt like I had a reticle that I was
Yes.
aiming toward. It was very easy to tell apart.
And there were some very cool targets. My favorite target, the aliens were holding up a mirror very far away in Zurg's lair, and there was a target in reflection in the mirror, and I hit it. And I was like, that's the coolest target I've ever seen. Because the aliens would help you sometimes. Like, they'd bring out guys that had smaller targets. And if you weren't too distracted from playing the game, the actual set pieces were cool, and like the use of screens kind of to make like Buzz showing up and like being part of the adventure with you. I obviously loved it.
It was a very cool ride. Score-wise, how did we fare?
It was a cosmic command.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good. That's high on the list.
Galactic Hero.
Nice. And I was also Galactic Hero. 1 million plus points. So interesting about this ride, they don't just cap
doesn't
it.
cap
you at
you.
Doesn't
999.
cap
It
you.
doesn't cap
We topped a million, 122,000. But I found that fascinating.
Yeah.
When we hit the million, it kept rolling.
Yeah, normally in Disney World, you hit 99999 and you're out.
Cut you off.
Yeah.
But before we vacate Tomorrowland,
We got a snack. So the MCU is actually here. They have some Marvel experiences. And for some reason, that means that there's popcorn in an Iron Man popcorn bucket, and it's green apple flavor.
It is very green. I don't know if you can see it.
nope.
You don't like it?
No, I couldn't like.
He couldn't see that
Oh,
green.
you say. All right.
I do like popcorn though.
I like it. Though it's a little sour, a little tart.
Something interesting. Both Tokyo and Shanghai are known for their variety of popcorn flavors. When we were in Tokyo this trip, what we noticed is that a lot of those flavors are sort of glazed on, whereas this feels like most of the coconut yesterday and this today is more of a seasoning, like a dusting
Like a
on it,
shake on.
and it makes it better.
It's way better.
I agree.
This is like a green apple Jolly Rancher, but it's not super sweet because you still have the buttery popcorn. So it's so far always a sweet and savory situation.
Yeah, this is great.
This is nice. I really thought about buying an Iron Man popcorn bucket because it was really cool, but I didn't want to carry it around.
All right, now we have asked.
Yeah.
All right, next up on our to-do list is Eye of the Storm, Captain Jack's Stunt Spectacular. This, as the name would suggest, is a stunt show starring Captain Jack Sparrow here in Treasure Cove. Now, I'm given to understand that there is going to be one or two particular stunts to look out for that are very unique to this show. And who doesn't love some Pirates of the Caribbean representation in a stunt spectacular? These pirates, they get up to some shenanigans on a daily basis. It's nice to see them do it here on stage.
Once again, just us in this whole theater. What do you want to say? The front. That's why I was laughing so hard because Max was like, I do not know what I just agreed to.
从前，骑上他们的海军上将四处搜捕劫。
谢谢你们都还记得呢。喂，士兵们，我闻到那个做黄金家伙的气味了。那边这个船长在他的大船上。
要抛锚了。
耶！
只有 Jack Sparrow 本人才可以扮演 Jack Sparrow。
不一次机会，黄金在哪？
我真的想不起来了。他就在这里，在这里的某一个地方。我们得先找到他，要不然来不及了。
开火！
Very foggy and cold.
你在哪儿？你没事吧？你怎么了？鬼兵没了。我美丽的剧院呐！我们的音乐剧美女演出是被取消了。我可是一直想看这部戏呢。为什么？王姐在。
你想把我也吊死吗？就因为我是海盗，我们不都是海盗吗？
可以帮个小忙好吗？怎么说呢，宝贝儿？
哼，有后，但是别叫我宝贝儿。
啊，好的，亲爱的。让我放下海军，否则我会。嗨，嗨，不要！哟吼！哦，帅吗？我也这么觉得。啊，谢谢。Sparrow！
大棍儿大！
主，让我们再为前副船长大声的喊一次“要号”，好吗？要号！
Okay, well, that was quite the stunt spectacular.
I'm gonna say what we're all thinking. Captain Jack, swagger, globally.
Were you thinking
Globally.
Captain Jack Swagger?
You know, it wasn't what I was thinking.
Same,
but
That's
yeah.
what we were all thinking.
Okay.
Is that Captain Jack can get it on every continent.
Yep, that's again not what I was
I
thinking.
feel like you're
Just
speaking
wanna be
for us
clear,
here.
but
You're making an executive
I understand
call.
That's what you were thinking.
Yeah, okay.
That was a pretty cool stunt show. I mean, certainly some very cool effects I'm sure we'll talk about. I just want to first call out the audience interaction and
Yeah.
how much they use the whole space of the theater was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think if there's one particular effect that I want to call out, well, there's two really, but there's one that I know we're going to talk about. There was a transition moment where cannon fire was simulated, and they blew a fog out upon the audience. And I think the three of us, after about 18 seconds, were like, "Oh, it's still foggy."
It was so cold.
It was so hard
so
to see.
cold.
It was so foggy. I'm not sure if that's because we were on the front row,
I think so.
Probably is.
but man, it was. I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, not a thing.
Smelled like a Horror Nights house.
It did.
Kind of did.
But obviously, we got to call it the wind effect. That's the coolest stunt of the show. That's the reason to see the show. I have never seen anything like that in any stunt show anywhere else, so that was very cool.
Very unique. Very cool.
Also, I feel as though being a big fan of the Pirates films, it's very easy to understand. I don't even think you have to be a big fan of the Pirate films. It helps, but it's like they're doing a theater production, like a cheesy theater production, which we gathered by the context clues outside and the setting that you're in. And then Captain Jack comes, but then, he gets arrested. But it is the day that you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
Always.
It's the opening of every Pirates movie.
Effectively.
Also, lastly, the priority access for the shows has been expensive, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I don't know that you need it because in the shows we've been to, there's definitely seats
Definitely
available.
seats.
That said, they do let you in first, so you get your top pick of seats, and you get to avoid the chaos when they let the rest of the groups in. It's a little more chaotic than I think any of us are used to when people are like literally running to pick a seat. So I like the priority access because it's like, all right, we get to sit and just be ready.
Await the chaos.
Be ready.
Yes.
Be a party to the
That's
cast
right.
around us.
Yeah, that's us. We don't like to cause chaos.
No, we
We've
would never do
caused
that.
chaos.
Not one
Not
time.
ever.
We are the calm. We are the
Amongst the
peace.
storm.
We are the pillar, the rock. We are the rock.
We are the Dwayne.
You want to eat?
Yes.
Oh yeah, pirate food if possible.
Sure.
On our way to lunch, and I noticed this delightful sign right here with the cost of docking different ships. And I like that a ghost ship is 2 shillings. I like that the Queen Anne's Revenge, no charge. That's Blackbeard's ship. But Alan, I just wanted you to notice how much it would cost if you wanted to dock your canoe.
1 chicken.
1 chicken. Do you have a chicken?
No.
What are you gonna do?
Well, thankfully I didn't bring my canoe with me, but now it's good to know on the return trip, if I do happen to bring a canoe,
You must also bring at
Also-
least 1 chicken.
Just make sure if you're flying the Spanish flag, that's going to cost you 10 shillings. If you're flying the Union Jack, that's going to cost
20
you 20.
smackers.
So, I'm all for loyalty, but maybe lower that flag.
yeah, we're not saying you should.
Yeah, it's good to have pride, but it's also good to not pay 20 shillings.
Yeah.
You can be a bandwagoner, or
I'm gonna be a
just
ghost
represent
ship.
No one.
Yeah. You're just gonna be a ghost ship?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be a ghost ship.
So you're going to die.
No. I'm not the ghost. The ship is the ghost.
Oh, you just said you're the ghost ship.
No, I'm gonna pirate one. Pilot
You're
one.
gonna pirate one.
I'm gonna
gonna
drive
steal
one.
We're gonna
a
pirate a ghost
I'm
ship.
gonna steal a
She's
ghost
committing
ship.
grave robbery.
Like Captain
Grave
Jack.
robber.
Grave robbery.
No, I'm like Captain Jack. I'm
You're
gonna
a grave
steal
robber.
You're a grave robber.
it. Yep. Avast, mateys, it be lunchtime, and we're headed to Barbossa's Bounty here in Treasure Cove. But first, we gotta look at Vice Admiral Twit here, who wants his mum.
He does. I want me, Mom.
He wants his mum.
Help me. I be
I
lost.
like that his lizard is posed the same way as
I
him.
like the lizard. I saw the lizard for sale in the gift shop, which is very funny. But Barbossa's Bounty I think his sock is broken. I think
No, his grippers are out. He tied something around his toe to remember it.
Remember something.
Guys, let me think that his sock broke.
Nope, those are grippers out, Malls.
I don't.
Free content
No
from
free.
Vice Admiral
Blur it,
Twit.
blur it. I'll help you out, Twit. Also, it says eat at Barbossa's on his butt. Anyway, we're gonna go into Barbossa's Bounty and pick up something to eat. And I am just obsessed with this whole pirate-themed land and all the detail that you can see everywhere. You can see that carving of Barbossa on the sign. Hock your booty up here. They're doing laundry, and you can see the detail and the laundry hangings. It's just my favorite Disney ride. One of my favorite Disney franchises come to life around you. And what's very cool about this restaurant, and what brought us in here, besides the fact that these dumplings look very tasty, is the fact that Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, is right there. This is the Blue Bayou of Shanghai Disneyland, except for it's a quick service restaurant, which is very cool. And all in here, it's like different offices and things like you're in the town. So, very cool theme in here. And now, I will avast talking so we can eat.
The food in question is the aforementioned dumplings, roasted chicken with rice and curry. We have braised beef and fried noodles, and Molly has a roasted chicken on top of a salad.
I've been eating theme park food for 2 weeks, and my body was like, hey, vegetables are good. All right, dumpling time. Definitely the best fried dumpling I've ever had in a theme park. You can tell that they were fried like in a pan and not an air fryer like sometimes you find in the States. Nice light pork filling, a little bit salty, but overall very delicious. And now I've just been informed that I have to attempt to eat this salad with chopsticks. Also, it has a coconut pasta salad, which is apparently spaghetti noodles, but I like coconut. I'm just concerned about my attempt to eat this with chopsticks. That's actually delicious. It's not the noodle I would have used, but it's got a light sweetness because of the coconut and then some fresh vegetables. That's plain grilled chicken. That tastes like I'm on a diet. Tastes like I want 0 points on Weight Watchers. This is a fine salad. I just wanted a salad, if I'm being honest. This is the first time I've seen like an entree salad on a menu in either park, so here you are.
Hello. I have roast chicken and rice and potatoes with curry sauce, I believe. I'm not sure how I'm going to eat this chicken, so I'm going to start with everything around it because I'm intimidated by it. You know, that is some rice and potatoes. And now...
Just go for it. Proud of you.
Not too dry, very salty. Overall, I would say this tastes like something I could eat in the States, if I'm honest. I don't know that we would put rice with it, but we might. But this is just some jasmine rice. Tastes pretty good. The potatoes are just roasted potatoes and a kind of curry, and it's roast chicken. So, not super unique. I would compare this to pretty normal theme park food.
Also, I got this coconut iced coffee, and I've never seen coffee look like this, where it's like, I don't know what that is, and then this is clearly the coffee. I don't know if this is all the syrup, which concerns me as someone who doesn't like sweet coffee, but I'm gonna try and mix it.
Molly, you don't like sweet coffee?
I know, I've never said it before. I've never said I don't like sickly sweet things, not one time. But if you're new, I don't like sickly sweet artificial flavored things. Let's try it. That is a real treat. It definitely tastes like coconut, but it's not sugary sweet. It's just a little hint of coconut sweetness into a pretty good iced coffee. 5 stars.
I have grilled beef and fried noodles. Max had an iteration of this yesterday that was mid. I am excited to try this today. That meat is dry, and you can taste the char on it, so it has been grilled. I wish it had more sauce. That's kind of where I am. What it does have isn't super salty. I wish there was something to complement the smokiness of it, because the grilled flavor is nice. I just wish it wasn't dry. These fried noodles are also fine. They have a sweet, almost teriyaki sauce. It's not teriyaki, but it is sweet in flavor. A little salty like shoyu. I'm just trying to look for the veg in here. You've got some green pepper and mushrooms. I wish they were fried a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more of a char. But this is okay. This is sort of, again, a bit of a fine dining experience that I would expect from a theme park.
Wrapped up our lunch at Barbosa's Bounty, and just the detail again everywhere is so fun. The scale is everywhere. We explored the restaurant when we were done, and it felt like there were an endless amount of rooms to plunder. And what's cool is that you have all these different businesses out here, like the Stagger Inn, and when you're inside the restaurant, those are the actual businesses. And they made it seem like it was both indoors and outdoors throughout the restaurant, going in between these different spots. You had portraits of some pirates you're going to know, like Elizabeth Swann and Captain Jack, Blackbeard, Gibbs, and it's just, again, the detail and the scale cannot be overstated in this park.
在下这 Sparrow 船长为您效劳。啊，我们现在就去抢 David 斯的沉落宝藏。哦，对，我一直在说我。
Treasure Cove. We had a premiere access pass to Pirates of the Caribbean, so naturally we had to ride Pirates of the Caribbean.
Might as well.
Yeah.
When you're in Treasure Cove, you
Why-
do as the Treasure Covians do.
Why
And
wouldn't you?
Treasure Covians are
Pirates.
pirates.
So, yeah, we rode this one yesterday, but it is a very unique take on Pirates of the Caribbean. Many people say the best version in the world. What do you guys think round two?
You know, I think it is the most unique version in the
Yes.
world because it is themed to the film, as we discussed last time. Upon second viewing, I think I enjoyed the large set pieces, but I think that there's a lot of dead space on that attraction.
Is that a pun?
Unintentional pun, yes.
I actually think I liked it more the second time. The first time I was expecting what I know as Pirates of the Caribbean, and so it kind of threw me a little bit. And the use of screens threw me a little bit, but this time, expecting a ride based on the film franchise that I love, I was able to appreciate more things like the use of the Pirates of the Caribbean score, and not the song you hear all the time, lots of different scores from the film franchise. I love some of the dramatic tension moments like leading up to the reveal of Davy Jones. I think the fact that the boats are not on a track and they're seemingly free floating, and the use of the boats turning in a lot of different directions, I was able to appreciate it more. And I think the original's still the best in my opinion, but I do think this is a very cool attraction.
Yeah, the set pieces are breathtaking. I mean, again, that ship battle scene is stunning. Going into Davy Jones's ship is stunning. It's huge. Scale is the word, I think, for this park. But I also am going to agree with Alan. I think it's pretty sparse. I enjoy that ride. I think it's super unique, and I'm glad to have gotten to ride it. I am not as sold that it's the best Pirates of the Caribbean in the world, but I agree. Certainly the most unique.
Agreed.
And speaking of unique, I think we should head to the newest land here. Oh my gosh! It's so cute! We have made it into Zootopia, and I think I speak for all of us when I say overwhelmed by cuteness.
It is so cute.
There's so much detail everywhere you look. Like, just on this street crossing right here, there's the clearance, which has a giraffe on it. And then if you look at the crosswalk signs, there's different animals on there. There's just like advertisements for businesses and billboards. Oh my God, they're showing an advertisement for movies right now, like Floatsin. They've got, I mean, I'm overwhelmed by how fun this is. Zootopia is the newest land here at Shanghai Disneyland. It opened up last December, and it has one attraction, Zootopia Hot Pursuit, which we will be riding in a little bit. It does take priority access, which we have, but I do want to at some point walk through the standby queue as well. Also note that to get in the land itself had a 30-minute standby wait, but because we had priority access to the attraction, we got to skip that wait as well. So worth priority access just to be able to bypass that. But I think it's time for a round of Easter egg roulette because there's so much to look for.
Just sort of perusing the different items here. And there's some clothes hung out to dry where you have a rhino's baseball cap, a giraffe's turtleneck, and it looks like socks as well, along with, I imagine it looks like flash, 100-yard dashes, shirt and tie there. A window has just opened. I'm sorry.
Today 真是与众不同。你同意吗，考斯洛夫？这个演唱会吸引了不少游客。没错，文化没有壁垒，无论他们来自……
我看不懂地图吗？
哪个地方？
我不是平平安安的开到了这儿，连个弯都没有拐错。
拐错了好几个。
对，不止一个。
早啊，夫人。
哦，他叫我夫人，听到了吗，亲爱的？
当然，杨。
Well, that was just adorable. We just had Mr. Big the Shrew and Mob Boss come out and have a conversation with Mr. and Mrs. Hops, Judy's mom and dad. That's really fun that the world comes to life like this. It's already so expansive and immersive. And again, just like everything else that we've said about Shanghai Disney, the scale is so massive. It's really cool to see these characters come out and interact in a living and breathing way in this world.
所有活动完全正常。鼻子。
对不起，大家。
Just up some icy stairs is number 909, one of the homes of the polar bears. And if all of the snow and ice didn't give it away to you, then it is really solidified by the billowing icy air coming from underneath this frost-covered door. And of course, the polar bears are known to be the security escorts of Mr. Big. I'm sure they serve no other purposes. But that means that at the base of that polar bear house, you can find this door where you might overhear a conversation between Mr. Big, perhaps his daughter, perhaps some of the polar bears.
Daughter's talking.
I'm sure she looks lovely. She had a great wedding. Her hair is looking divine. And best friends with Judy Hopps.
Obsessed with the lemmings right here. If you watch these hamster-style tubes, you can see the lemmings dressed in their suits on the way to work. You may remember in the movie, they are who Nick Wilde primarily sells his popsicles to because, as lemmings do, they follow one another, which is a good joke in the movie too. Also, it's nice that they're going over the bamboo love connection shop here for, I assume, pandas needing to find romance. Wonder if they're exclusive to pandas or service all bears.
If you're able to draw your attention downward from all of the very, very cool buildings, looking at the roadway, you have crosswalks that are striped in the form of zebra stripes. They also have a nice fox and a lemming here to show where you can cross. All of the green bits of the road here are all mouse driving lanes. You'll look and see little images of a mouse within their vehicle for those green sections of road. They also have individual mouse parking spots. Those aren't the only types of parking spots you will find, however. The last thing that looks pretty cool and funny, frankly, to me, is that they have all of these different bunny parking spots here. Well, that's actually for stroller parking.
All around the city, you can find advertisements for all sorts of different products or shows. For instance, the real rodents of Little Rodentia, of course, a reference to the Real Housewives of New York or Beverly Hills or whichever one you're choosing. Also, you'll see some kind of in-universe movie advertisements like Meowna. These are actually from Zootopia. There's a scene where you see them in a room with DVD covers, all of them referencing Disney movies. But, little fun fact for you, in Zootopia, they reference a movie called Giraffic, which you will not see around Zootopia here at Shanghai Disneyland, because it was based on a yet-to-be-released movie called Gigantic, based on Jack and the Beanstalk, which then got canceled. They must have felt pretty confident about it to put it in the movie, but you're not going to see it around here.
Hilarious Trader Sam's Easter egg right here. Trader Lambs, but it's done in the Trader Sam's font there. Also, one of the mysteries from earlier has been solved. Does the bamboo love connection work on other animals besides pandas? The answer is yes, because I just saw other bears being advertised as potential dates. So it's nice to know the pandas are willing to help all of their bear friends, and I'm going to recommend they try picnic baskets as a courting ritual. Also, as we make our way to the attraction, gotta point out the hilarious bus right here, the party bus, getting party animals home safely, and it looks like they could fit just about anybody on there.
And now that we've met Nick and Judy, it is time to go on their attraction, Zootopia Hot Pursuit. This is the attraction that is located in Zootopia, and it is an exciting, fast-paced chase through the streets of Zootopia. We are going to board a police cruiser, and we are warned that there may be sudden movements and moments of complete darkness. I'm not totally sure what type of ride vehicle this will be or what type of ride this will be, but it is a very popular attraction. Of course, we do have the Premier Access included as part of our ticket, but it is also available for purchase.
He's so cool.
So the plot of this ride is that ex-Mayor Bellwether has escaped with two of her sheep compatriots in an attempt to kidnap Gazelle, because if there's no concert, then there can't be any unity, and we know how much ex-Mayor Bellwether hates unity. So we are in hot pursuit to find and rescue Gazelle from ex-Mayor Bellwether, and boy, are there some shenanigans that ensue. And this fits with the theme of the land here, because Gazelle's concert is tonight, and if she doesn't play, there is no unity.
这些新来的。我不担心。一颗猪蹄。
刘局长，我们知道快没有在哪儿了。
什么？在哪儿？
白掌旅馆的公司。
哦。
把所有警员都派到冰川镇。
全体坐稳后，拉下安全压杠，出发！不就太无聊？
Alan reading the every day you don't work out, it endangers you sign.
他们在里面。
好了，等我们信号，行动！别动，警察，动的是你们！要救危险！哦，
快去找到夏奇阳！
那不是夏奇阳。
来得好，我提供响路。
开灯！快，再试试。
哇哦，我的袭击！
安静！我在这儿！跟上他们！
夏奇阳，追！
我被两人逃走了。
快上缆车！闪电神力，10万马力！
闪电，堵住他！啊！
让他跑掉。
哦，好的，加油，闪电！
完了，上！
献给动物城的景观吧！伙伴们，
哦，瞧瞧这些动物城的新英雄们。
All right. Well, what do we think?
That ride is adorable.
I loved it. First of all, I knew Clawhauser would be in the queue. I had no idea Chief Bogo was in the queue. He's awesome.
Very cool. Everything about that ride was just very, very cute. I love the set pieces so much. There were some screens throughout. I thought they were used effectively. But nothing really tops when we go through the animal naturalist section.
Did we get flashed?
We
and
did.
we get
Full
flashed.
frontal.
Full frontal. 2 times.
I giggled so much like a little kid.
It was so funny. What a funny setup for that.
Yeah. I also, the ride I would liken it to the most is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
I would say the screens, maybe a little bit more here, but a comparable, like, trackless vehicle, mix of screens and practical sets.
Yeah.
And just like everything in this park, the sets are big.
Yeah.
The obvious thing there, I didn't know where to look because there was, like, too much for me to look at. I need to ride it again. But I was smiling the whole time.
Super fun attraction.
Loved the animatronics too. The Nick and Judy in particular were very, very good. And a really cute. Just this whole land is adorable. Like exiting out into the gift shop. Part of the gift shop is Frou Frou's boutique, the little shrew, and it's got her little clothing designs up on the top, and then little bridges for her to get around, like via the chandelier. And then on the outside, she's got one of Daddy's security guards. Like when you go in a high-end designer store, and there's a security guard. It's just like everything's adorable.
Also, I just have to call out earlier in the land, I talked about the references to in-universe movies, Meowna and Floatson. And then in the merchandise shop, they actually had the DVDs. I said earlier you wouldn't see Giraffic because Gigantic didn't come out. I was just wrong. I love that they left a reference to a canceled Disney project in this land. All those years later, the Giraffic DVD is absolutely in that shop.
I feel like, I think Weasel was using that shop. Is that the vibe? I felt like the stuff up there was stuff Weasel was hawking.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. I feel as though we've been in this land, it's so cute, we've been looking at all the details, but we haven't had any Zootopia snacks.
That's true.
We gotta change that.
We should eat something.
And to that end, we are headed to Jumbo's Cafe, which, if you recall from the film Zootopia, is where Judy Hopps first met Nick Wilde, because Nick Wilde was going with Lil Toot Toot to try to purchase a jumbo pop. Now, they do have some jumbo pops here as well. These are some big chocolate marshmallow mini chocolate bars. You have a mini chocolate bar and then a larger chocolate bar. You also have large donuts and mini donuts. The play here, of course, being that Jumbo's Cafe, run by elephants. And by melting those popsicles down is how we now have popsicles. P-A-W-P sickles. Anyway, that's adorable, and I can't wait to have something here. And from Jumbo's Cafe, we absolutely got a jumbo amount of treats. First of all, we picked up the trio of mini The Big Donuts. Next up, we got a blueberry pie. Looks so delightful. Judy waffle and blueberry ice cream. A lemon slushy featuring gazelle. This is a strawberry and peach slushy situation that, upon shaking, has combined all the ingredients into one slush. And this, Molly, you've got to describe this one because this was your curiosity that got this here.
I had to know. It's a watermelon coconut iced coffee.
Look at the layers on that. All right, we're going to dive in.
First up, the lemon milkshake, because I've never had a lemon milkshake. And this cup's really cute. It's got the Jumbo Cafe sign on one side and Toot Toot and Nick on the other. Oh, that's pretty delicious. I love lemon. It's one of my favorite flavors. It's like a lemon creamsicle. Is that how I would describe it? That's good. Also gonna sample the Judy waffle. Comes with blueberry soft serve because if you remember, at Judy's parents' farm in Bunnyboro, blueberries are one of the things that they harvest, and then they use the blueberries to get Mare Bellwether. So hence the blueberries. Also, you might notice that there's not spoons, but they give you gloves because you're supposed to eat it with your hands. Should really glove the other hand. Same waffle we had yesterday with Donald Duck on it. Not malty like the Disney World waffles, but still a very good, like, classic Belgian waffle. The blueberry soft serve bangs, though. Not artificially sweet, just enough sweetness mixed with the warm waffle. This is lovely.
Okay, we are starting with the strawberry peach slushie. Ooh, that's so sweet. I'm not getting a ton of peach. I am getting strawberry. But every time we have something peach flavored here, it's this like super light, refreshing peach flavor that isn't very strong. It doesn't smack you in the face. It's not artificial at all. So despite that being sweet, I'd definitely get it again. Blueberry pie. That's unlike anything I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I'm really trying very hard to decipher what that is. There is a pie crust at the bottom of that, but the interior is comprised of a very light biscuit that on top of which a thickened blueberry compote sits. You don't get a lot of blueberry flavor. What you do get a lot of is like pie crust and buttery biscuit. That's wild.
Ha.
Nick Wilde.
No, that's wild. Nick Wilde's over there.
And now Molly's gonna try the big donut. I'm gonna try the mini big donut. Now, this does come as an actual big donut as well as the mini 3-pack. We went for the mini 3-pack here, though.
So we could each have one, or?
That's right.
You know what, Max? But you're such a good friend, I'm gonna give you mine.
Chocolate on the outside of that is very good. The inside is kind of a stale donut. Not unlike one you would buy at a convenience store. But the chocolate on the outside is quite delicious.
They give you a stirring stick.
Yeah, but why do that when you can do this?
Sure.
I liked the coconut coffee at Pirates, but watermelon and coffee, I don't know about this. Oh. Doesn't really taste like watermelon very much. It's just a light sweetness. I got more of the watermelon that time. I don't like the watermelon, but I like the coconut. But also, I really need coffee right now, so I'm gonna drink it. But I wish I was drinking the Unity coffee, which I saw a sign for over there. It's a specialty coffee that's gonna unite Predator and Prey, which is nice. It's like when companies put out Pride products. Finished up our Jumbo's Cafe treats, and here's a very cute detail right outside. His gate right here has the popsicles on it, which you can buy, by the way, the Jumbo Pop. It's a giant marshmallow, which none of us were super into, but also he's on the gate. And then if you look up here, right here, just past the bypass to Sahara Square, you can see that in this building, there's a bunch of different businesses. They're all very funny, but my favorites are definitely Pack Rats Storage, Sun Bear Tanning Salon, 3 Humped Camel Maternity School, and Wallowing Rhino Mud Baths.
Take a look at that wall. The window and that doorway are both made in the outline of hippos. So the ears are the ears that a hippo would have, and on both of those, yeah. It's really cute.
Cute. Oh my gosh, and Jumbo's has elephant feet down at the bottom. Everywhere you look, details, details, details. We're gonna find a few more to share.
And if you look up at the top in the advertising boards, I know we've talked about them a lot, but this one is quite funny to me. They have what looks to be a minivan filled with a whole host of rabbits, and it says, the perfect car for your growing fluffle. And if you're curious about what a fluffle is, because I sure as heck was, a fluffle is a group of rabbits. Adorable.
There's also this adorable music store where you can see hanging on the walls, sitting on shelves, are instruments of all different sizes. There are electric guitars that are standard size all the way down to very miniature. Ooh, a little banjo in the back there. We've got a tenor saxophone. We've got bass clarinets. We've got trumpets. We've got amps of multiple sizes. A little door for you to access.
It's an elevator.
Oh, it's a little elevator. Oh, to go up to where the instruments are. Wow, that's so cute. Over here on the other side, we've got a regular sized Barry sax and giant drumsticks. Wow, those are huge. A full-size drum kit, a miniature drum kit, and a little tiny keyboard piano with an advertisement for the velvety pipes of Jerry Vole up in the top right.
Right next door to the music shop, we've got an ATM branch, and there's ATMs for all different animals. You've got an upside-down one for bats. You've got a bunny-sized ATM and a lemming-sized ATM, and it's run by the Lemming brothers, who we already saw scooting into work. And you can see on the other side of the ATM building here, on the other side of the bank, the doors for the different size animals going in.
And over here we have a fitness center. Now, you just have 2 giraffes absolutely rushing it on a treadmill right now. Looks like they're wearing knee braces for additional protection. When you're that tall, you gotta take care of your joints. Also, we have some, looks like yoga, Tai Chi being advertised by a couple of hamsters here. And then below, on their wheels, because they are currently the wheels that are being spun by the giraffe's treadmill, you have some rodents helping power the treadmills with their own tiny little cassette players and pocket watches. That's funny. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see this through the reflection, but they also have really little water bottles with different measuring steps for how much you're drinking during the day. I wish Molly used hers. Anyway, it looks like these rodents are using theirs, and that's what's important. Hydrate, folks, it's hot.
All right, this may be my favorite one yet. We've noticed around Zootopia that they have the street signs for streets like Main Street, spelled M-A-N-E, but this street is Nocturnal Alley. Not only is it a reference to the fact that this is where all the clubs are. We've got the Bamboo Room, we have the Tigers Dance Club. This is where you want to go if you want to party in Zootopia. But most importantly to me, it's a Harry Potter reference. Nocturne Alley is where you go if you're up to no good in Diagon Alley. And it seems like if we wanted to go to, I feel like it's supposed to say Stripes, but I wasn't reading that differently. If you want to go to Stripes or Trader Lamb's or it looks like a club for bats up here, you can do that here in Nocturnal Alley, which is hilarious. We've just been able to read a few more signs. Now, we saw Gazelle on the ride. She's got a sign over there. They are a Giselle impersonator. And I definitely got a drag vibe from Gazelle, but I'm getting an even harder drag vibe from Herbivora here. That's a drag name if I've ever heard it. And I personally would love to go see Herbivora perform Friday at Stripes, but in a meet and greet at 11. Unfortunately, we'll be out of the country by then.
It's also hosted by Dame Sugarclaw.
That's a drag name. It's the only answer. This is amazing. I could spend literally hours reading all the signs in here.
And while we're gathering some Easter eggs, this is something that I'm totally guessing on. But given the fact that this door does not follow the numbering convention of any of the other doors in this neighborhood, this to me screams Club 33 for the Zootopian residents of perhaps a small to mid-sized stature. It even takes you up to a balcony above it, a feature commonly held amongst the Club 33 lounges is a balcony where one might go out and look over the park. I'm thinking Zootopia has its own Club 33.
So you might notice this giraffe-shaped building here with the tall door. And, you know, right next to where the giraffes are working out. So how convenient. If the translation is correct, that sign up there says Capsule Hotel.
That's a big capsule.
Does lead you to ask, how big are the capsules? Fit their whole necks and...
Like, is it just from the neck up? Like,
oh, interesting.
It just comes equipped with a pillow. That's it.
It still needs to be like 6 feet long.
Exactly. But imagine them just all standing in a row with their heads pressed to the inside of the capsule.
This is funny.
Molly is off gathering the popcorn, and we couldn't help but eat some popsicles.
Gotta outpace the sun. It's not super sunny, but it is muggy and warm, so these won't last long. These are hawthorn flavor.
Hawthorn flavor. They are a berry that comes from a deciduous tree. The varietal, which I have forgotten, but I don't think it's important. It's kind of tart.
Yeah.
Not super sweet. It's kind of like a cranberry met a, I don't know, like a blackberry kind of.
Regardless, you're buying them because they're cute. And the flavor's good. If you are into a berry kind of flavor profile, it's a delightful little frozen treat. But you're going to get them either way because it's the thing from the movie.
100%.
So, you know, buy it, take your photos, and then eat the delightful frozen treat because it's the thing from the movie.
It's also hot outside, so good counteract. Want to get some popcorn?
Yeah, this flavor is pretty weird.
That is
Corn flavor.
corn. Isn't popcorn just corn?
Is it popcorn corn flavor? What is that just normal? Like it's just popcorn? I guess if every other popcorn cart sells green apple and coconut, for this one they're like, we didn't do anything to it. It's just corn flavor.
It's corn.
We also picked up corn-flavored popcorn. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds redundant, and I agree, but we're gonna try it. I mean, it bangs. It definitely doesn't just taste like popcorn. It's sweeter, but it's not like kettle corn. I initially thought maybe street corn, but perhaps it's creamed corn, where it's like sweet corn and just like butter, but different than regular butter, maybe cream. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'm enjoying it. Hello, it's Molly from the future. Now, we did end up going back to Zootopia twice on our off-camera day, once first thing in the morning so we could walk through the full queue, and when entering the land with less people, we noticed these adorable benches in all different sizes, and then walked through the full queue of Zootopia Hot Pursuit. Now, as you can probably imagine, the full queue was full of tons of Easter eggs and sets, and you do cut a lot of this off going through the priority access line. The very long queue begins with an outdoor portion, which has some fun signs, including this nod to a favorite Epcot attraction, before heading into the ZPD. To start, when you head into the lobby of the ZPD, you're greeted by Clawhauser, which is an incredible animatronic, and he's full of fun detail as well. He's talking to you, he's looking at the TVs, kind of explaining what's going on in English, and of course he has some of his favorite sweet treats, including Big Donut and Lucky Chops cereal, as well as a Gazelle snow globe. Moving further into the Zootopia Police Department, which is where the queue takes place, you're going to find some cubicles and some clues as to who those may belong to. My personal favorite Easter egg here were Nick's sunglasses. The coolest part of the full queue, though, is the Zootopia prison, which you get to walk through. And it starts with the height measuring for your mugshot, which, as you can imagine, goes very high for all the different animals. We didn't quite make it to the top. As you continue walking through the prison, you're going to see cells of all different sizes. Make sure you look up, and you're going to see different crafts and activities that the inmates are doing. I was a little nervous walking through maximum security, I'm not going to lie. I felt like someone was watching me. And you finally make it to Mayor Bellwether's cell, where you can see she has, in fact, escaped. Following prison is where you run into Chief Bogo, which was a very cool animatronic. And it was fun to look around the room and read the different reports and notices for the Zootopia Police Department, which you are temporarily joining. And finally, last but not least, before boarding, you are going to see the places where you can gear up for your police adventure. And it's fun because the artillery areas are loaded with supplies based on which biome you'd be headed to: the tundra, the rainforest, or the desert. We also came back at night because we wanted to see the city all aglow with the neon lights, and it was absolutely beautiful.
And next up on our docket this evening is Mickey's Storybook Adventure. This is a stage show that takes place in the Walt Disney Grand Theater right off of Mickey Avenue with the castle in the distance. From the poster, I can see that it appears to feature, of course, Mickey and looks like Goofy, as well as a bunch of other storybook characters: Elsa, Mulan, Rapunzel, Princess Tiana, Baloo, Louie, Moana, and Judy are all on the poster. So it looks like maybe a journey through a storybook and a bunch of different characters will be featured. Should be a lot of fun. As with the other stage shows, this show does look to be quite popular. Quite a few people in line for it. We did purchase priority access for this, which again, we've seen that we haven't had a hard time getting seats in the theater, but that priority access does give you first pick of seats in the theater and a little bit of a more calm getting to those seats.
Your worries and you
你愿意见见他吗？
非常愿意。
Well, I think that is my favorite stage show I've ever seen performed at a Disney park or on a Disney ship.
Wow.
They had me with the Moana, Mulan, Rapunzel mashup. I started to think this. And then I thought it a little more with Zootopia and Gazelle. But when Tiana came out and started with just her and the clarinet, and then she went into a big jazzy number, and then ended back with the clarinet again, I was like, this is it. This is the best stage show I've ever seen.
This, in my opinion, is the best, and it's not close, assembly of vocal talent that I've ever seen on a Disney stage, period.
Yeah.
Every single soloist was unreal.
Yeah. So talented. And not to mention, I mean, the dancers were awesome. A whole ensemble of dancing cast behind them. We had a really cool set piece with the storybook and the way it moved. Digital display behind the dancers and behind unbelievable vocalists. It was a super fun show, other than getting absolutely assaulted by Snoke.
Oh my, I was so I was like, it's Snoopy with Elsa, and then I was like, I'm drowning. I'm drowning.
It's almost like they're like, do you need a shower?
You're dirty.
You've been hot all day?
You're sweaty.
It was Snoke for like on the first 2 rows of the theater, and it was, all the Snoke that would be on all of Main Street on 2 rows of the theater. I was underwater.
It reminds me of the fog from
they love an effect. They love it. You know what? It's our fault for sitting in the front, maybe, but that was a lot. But what a delightful show! I didn't fully understand the plot till the end, but it doesn't matter. But if you want to know, the plot is Olaf gets lost out of the storybook, and then Mickey and Goofy have to help get him back, and of course they go through different stories along the way. What was your favorite number and favorite little thing?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and chomp. Tiana's almost there.
Okay,
so good,
great,
and dig a little deeper. The combination,
mashup,
the mashup, the energy. I found myself singing along. It was awesome. My favorite little thing was Olaf with no head.
Oh, I enjoyed that as well.
Hilarious.
I enjoyed that as well.
My favorite number, I honestly would agree with you 100% on Tiana, but for the sake of doing something a little different, I really, really liked Elsa singing Let It Go.
Yeah.
I think that is not an easy number to attempt.
No.
Idina Menzel, incredible, talented vocalist, and trying to replicate the notes she hits. Not everybody can do it, and This vocalist did an incredible job. My favorite little thing, this is so odd. It just struck me when you said it. Early on in the King Louis number, we have, he's sitting on a throne, and there are 3 sort of Devi-style statues behind him, and the middle one came to life, and I went, wait a minute, where did they come
King
from?
Louis jumped off the throne.
Yeah,
I was amazed at that.
That was wild to me.
It's close because everything was wonderful, but the Moana, how far I'll go, into Mulan singing Reflection in Chinese, and I was already done with those 2, and then when the Tangled float came out, I was a puddle, and then they mixed in I See the Light, and all 3 of them were singing at the same. It was like so beautiful. Those are 3 of my favorite Disney songs, and I just like couldn't handle how beautiful that was. All 3 very talented vocalists. My favorite little thing, I'm going to cheat and say 2. 1,
You also cheated and said 3 for the number.
That was 1 number. It was 1 number. My first thing is straight off of our delightful time in Zootopia. I loved the tiger costume. The way that they had like
tiger.
The head as a shield and then kind of a cape to be the tiger. I thought that was the whole costuming in the Zootopia number was very, very well done, I think. And then a little Easter egg at the very end when Mickey's trying to get back, he's like running through the pages and you see other scenes, and those are all movie scenes that we didn't see.
Yeah.
So like I saw Snow White, I saw Lion King. I think if you paid attention and slowed it down, you'd see even more like background art from Disney movies.
Very cool.
That was just a cool little detail.
Incredible show.
And now, a new adventure awaits us. It's time to do something that we have nothing even remotely close to in the domestic parks. We are headed into the Alice in Wonderland maze, which we got a sneak peek of walking towards. Spoiler alert, it's a nightmare. We're supposed to choose our own path through Wonderland to the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Are you guys excited?
The idea of it is exciting, but I saw the Helena Bonham Carter Queen of Hearts head, and it's a nightmare.
No.
Let's go! Nothing says it's definitely not scary like creepy chorus of children singing through the woods at night. Oh, I hope they're in the maze.
Golly,
I hope they're in the maze.
Why this version?
I don't know. I have only seen this version 1 time.
Oh, good. Helena Bonham Carter with an inflated head.
And
She looks like Tweety Bird from the Nightmare Lands.
I don't know why we are doing not the cartoon, but which path are we gonna take?
Do we go left, right, middle, or right?
Do we separate?
Do we separate?
Sorry, that was a dumb idea.
Never split the party.
That's true. I
Rule
will
of
die in a
D&D.
horror movie.
Yeah.
Go right.
Okay. Alan is smart. Since you decided to go this way.
Nobody was making a decision, so I just made an executive call.
Already.
Oh, what fun. Welcome to the Wonderland Garden. There are faces in those flowers. See, this doesn't look so bad yet.
What are you talking about? This doesn't look that bad.
I spoke too soon. I got closer, okay? It's a nightmare. Wait a minute. All the paths converge. It doesn't matter which place you pick. That's true.
Illusion of choice.
We have been given fake agency, which is truly no agency at all.
You're right. A flamingo.
Follow the white rabbit. Oh, they changed from Chinese to English based upon where your head is. This way, that one says. Oh, there's the Cheshire Cat. Well, it says this way, then that way.
You know what? I didn't think that, but it is convenient that I found this giraffe and that nightmare door. Twas Brillig and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. What is it, Jabberwock in there? Good mercy. Okay, look at this is a giraffe and it's better.
Yes. A little BTS for you there, viewer. Next.
I gotta go. I gotta go. Goodbye, giraffe. I can't wait around to see if you live. Okay, bye. Hey, there's a squirrel up here, and that is less scary.
We announced our departure.
I said I was leaving. You could have come.
We announced our departure.
This isn't Horror Nights.
Also, you announced nothing. You ran.
I didn't run. I walked quickly.
No, I was talking to Molly. In your defense.
Squirrel. Hello, squirrel.
That's a pretty butterfly.
I'm glad you're not making scary noises at me. Where are your nuts? Oh, we have flamingo as well. We have got squirrel, giraffe, flamingo, and I believe butterfly. There wasn't really a choice to be made, but Molly said, let's go in this cave, which was the only path forward.
Yeah.
看着很面熟，莫非你是爱丽丝？没多远了，小飞，你一定是在找。
There he is.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
We made it to Nightmare Skull and Nightmare Queen of Hearts cards. It's the 5 of Hearts. All right, well, the head is a nightmare, but it is very pretty down here with the castle. But should we, I guess, tempt our luck and go into the Garden of Nightmares? It's not what Alan looks like. This is what we look like, I think, kind of right here.
It's very odd.
And long my ankles. It's giving giraffe. Look at my hot dog figures.
Whoa!
Wow! Ooh.
No. That touched you in the dark. That was here.
No.
All right, and this is my next night paralysis demon. This is this Queen of Hearts. Yeah, that. Listen, viewer warning. That is horrifying. Look at that angle. That is terrifying. Equally terrifying. All right, moving on. All right, we've passed by the Queen of Hearts, and now we have found effectively another maze within a maze. Choose your own path to the tea party. Go left to get lost on your way. Stay right to get there quickly.
I think we should go left.
All right, let's get lost on the way.
You wanted to go to the Tweedle.
I know, but I think it's left.
All right, then let's get lost. I want you to know, as a DM, this is how it feels normally. And they're like, all right, so you come across a path.
I want to say that the singing is unsettling.
Oh, it's incredibly terrifying. That's a dead end, I think. Nope, it loops back around. Molly is charged forward with confidence, forgetting that I can see over the hedges. We're going to go away from them, by the way, everybody, and just sort of leave them. They won't know where I am. Maybe they will. It kind of loops back around, but it was a good idea. Hold, please.
They left me. They left me in the maze.
Hello!
Did you know about this?
No, I certainly couldn't see both of you at the same time.
Set me up!
We do seem to be going the opposite direction of where the tea party is, but the castle is beautiful. Ah, I see. It seems we have once again lost Molly. She's on a search for the Tweedles, and we just want to go to a tea party. And it seems we found it. So, mission success on our end. Now, thankfully, Molly has finally made it to the tea party.
I'm using Google Translate to translate what I can already assume says eat me.
And drink me.
Well, I already translated that, but yes, it does say drink me. But we can assume the cookies say eat me.
Anyway, welcome to the tea party.
This is awesome.
It's very cool. Okay, well, that was a nightmare that we have thankfully made ourselves out of, so cool. Although all things considered, it did have a very pretty view of the castle from there in the Tea Party Garden.
And our second hands-on adventure like that Nightmare Maze and final activity of the evening is Camp Discovery. Located in Adventure Isle, this is a ropes course where we are going to traverse the dynamic cloud forest landscape of the Isle and see the natural wonders that abound here and ancient legends, it says. So, should be super fun. This is, of course, Alan loves physical labor when he is at a theme park, and so I think that this is right up his alley.
We're waiting for Alan.
Indeed.
Hopefully he makes it.
Boy, the alternative is dark.
There's a big waterfall.
He said he wanted to go first.
He did trudge ahead. He said he was on a scouting mission.
We trust him.
He's starting his cross of the bridge.
He's thinking about it.
Assessing the platform.
There he goes.
A single step. And with that, he makes his way across.
So fast. Too fast, Alan. Slow down. Pause, Alan. Don't so much to make it.
There will be no photo taken of Alan. He goes just the legs on the mat. And he continues out of our view.
Bye, Alan.
With that, we lose him. He's lost forever. We may never ever see him again. It's very possible he's gone for good.
We have once again found a wild Alan.
Yes, now higher.
He has emerged victorious from the cavern.
He knows not to look over this time. He only knew it was the breeze. But now,
What is he going to do?
walking along a tight rope.
He's doing so well. He did it! He survived!
returned!
He returned!
We would never see him again, swallowed by the river.
Let me tell you.
Old Powder Keg John!
They put you in deep in that. Yeah.
Is it cool?
That's cool.
All right.
Cool. It's going to take longer than you think it is, but it's cool.
Hidden behind a set of intricate laden ropes, we see the influencer begin his approach. Slowly, almost painfully so, he moves like a gazelle across the cavernous expanse of ropes. That spectacle is hopping across the way. We must zoom in closer on him. He gives us the traditional greeting of his people, the influencers. A wave.
Oh,
Followed by
a tribal dance!
a mating ritual. Although for whom the display is, remains to be seen. It seems like this could extend for hours.
No, he's back on business.
Oh, and so he continues.
Strike the pose.
That's not true, he's simply waiting. So often I believe I understand what wildlife shall be, and yet every time I'm surprised. So he continues his ascent, but not before, in a belabored way, bringing his stick along. Look at the spry nature in which his 30-year-old body propels him up the course.
35.
All right, I tried not to read him for you, but fine. 35. And now he begins one of the most treacherous sections that he is handling like an absolute champion. Not slipping, but he is taking a moment to gain his footing. Good steps, lively now, moving across these. Now, interestingly enough, it is that one that is the most difficult. I'm not shooting him right now, there he is. Now he continues his approach across. Taking a short respite, getting a bit flummoxed by the mechanism above him. And so he continues. Amazing. We're going to lose sight of him now as he moves into the bowels of the course.
Let's hope he survives.
We certainly do. I've seen its perils and come out on the other side changed.
Hello, all you sports fans. We are here welcoming the one and only Molly McCormick onto the ropes course. We are waiting to be joined by our erstwhile companion who's just made his way back from the sporting event, one Max Ledoux. Maxwell, welcome back. We've got our next contestant here. Welcome to the ropes course, Molly.
Oh, nice. She's already up there.
Now, which route do you think she's going to choose?
Well, she's taking the outside one because it's the closest one for us to take video, so it makes sense.
That does make sense. That is correct. Oh, look at her alighting with ease. That is what a 30-year-old set of knees can do for you.
That's right.
One of those.
I take the same approach, boy. I did not like that the rope didn't pull with me.
No,
I really hated that.
It is a bit of an annoyance that you always have to have this sort of straggling bit behind you.
It was terrible on this section alone.
Right, and then it only gets worse.
Yes.
All right, she has now successfully made it.
Across the bridge.
Wonderful. All right, let's just see how she approaches.
Hello,
She's giving us a wave. Lovely. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Moving like an absolute gazelle. Now she's going to stand there and wait for a photograph. Truly on the first part of this course, it gets much more tricky the further in you go. And choosing to stay on the outside, I see.
Molly continues on the outside to the separate beam, leaving crosses gracefully.
Oh my goodness.
Goodbye, young Molly.
Well, it looks as if with that she is performing a well-known dance.
Celebration dance.
Let's get a bit of a closer look at that one. Look at that classic move. Oh, with the kick at the end. She alights.
Transitions to the middle.
Well, we shall see her shortly when she makes her way to the single rope.
Can't wait to know if she goes in the cave or not.
Right, so it looks like our contestant has made it all the way out on the other side. Well done for her. Now, she must choose if she would like to take... Oh, she is taking the outside route again. How interesting. Fewer handholds, skinnier rope, and she is choosing to take the shimmy approach. Honestly, a wise choice, man.
It seems to be treating her well. She is making her way across slowly but surely.
She shall soon make her way behind the foliage, once again lost to our sight.
Out of view.
I hope she does well. See her shortly. There she is.
Young Molly has returned.
Made it back all in one piece. It's very sweaty, she says. I don't know if you can read that, so I'll translate that for you.
I felt the same way.
I did not like that last one.
No? I have an important question.
Okay.
Did you go in the cave?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which side?
The left side. Which is the hard side? The left side.
Well, that was wild.
I'm sweaty.
That's a very fun challenge trail. I'll say, I think harder than I expected it to be.
Fully agree, especially when you get to the water cave section of the whole deal, the waterfall.
Yeah, obviously you can't film on it, and I understand completely why now having done it, so that's why we traded who was going, so we could at least film part of it.
Yeah.
But at one point you end up in a cave of the waterfall, and they are like, you can go around or you can go through it.
Indiana Jones ledge walk.
Yeah, you have to like hug the ledge, and there's just enough room for like each foot, and the rock is slick because it's by a waterfall,
and there's nothing to hold on to but your thing.
Yeah,
it was definitely took me back to my summer camp days.
It's fun.
It was fun.
It was very cool, very unique. I think I've never done anything like that in a theme park for sure.
And that brings us to the end of our second and final day here at Shanghai Disneyland.
On camera.
On camera. We're gonna have a friend day tomorrow. Now, what was your favorite snacktivity? That's a snack and activity.
My favorite snack was the green apple popcorn. We've tried a bunch of popcorns from here and Tokyo, and that coconut was really great yesterday, but the green apple slapped.
Yeah,
it was
really
so
good. It really did.
And my favorite activity, I'll just take the attraction, but let's just say the whole land was amazing. Zootopia Hot Pursuit was a delight.
Yes.
I wasn't sure what we were walking into. We even talked about, is this a simulator ride? And while there were screens, boy, the sets of that, the animatronics of that, and let's say it, getting flashed was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. The whole land is so cute. It was so fun to just explore and watch the animals come to life, and just like, what an awesome land.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
obviously, I want to echo both of the green apple popcorn and Zootopia. Brilliant. My favorite snack is the popsicle. I really, really enjoyed it. Very refreshing, tart, tangy. Really enjoyed that as a dessert. Activity? This might be surprising to some. Buzz Lightyear Space Rescue.
That's a great ride.
Wow, it was great.
I think for a shooter-style attraction, traditionally I struggle with shooter-style attractions in general, just because, color blindness. But for this one, very intuitive, immediate response when you were able to hit a shot or not. I think it was very fluid. It is by far the best iteration of that game,
That's
period.
true.
I have to agree, and it's Buzz, so that's double awesome. I'm a third Zootopia, just such a cool land to explore. But in the spirit of something different, I'm gonna say Mickey's Storybook Adventure. The show we saw was so beautiful. The music was amazing. Like I said, I think my favorite stage show I've ever seen at a Disney park. And for a snack, I'm going with another Zootopia snack. I really liked the waffle with blueberry soft serve.
That blueberry soft serve
was really good. And I like the waffle ice cream. Again, I say it all the time, but my favorite desserts are simple, delicious, and cute. And this checked all 3 boxes.
Sure did.
Well, that wraps, again, day 2 here in Shanghai Disneyland. This is the last of our main videos that we're doing. We did schedule in a little friend time, but knowing us, we'll try some new snacks and have some new adventures, and we'll want to share a few moments from that day. So we can roll that montage right here.
That's a great montage.
Can you believe we did that?
That
Winnie the Pooh pizza
was delicious.
Oh!
And I really liked when we rode
Zootopia.
It was fun times.
Yes.
Good times had by all. Hello.
Hi.
It's us from the future.
Hello.
Now that we are back in the US, we kind of wanted to come together and just share our kind of final overall thoughts of our experience at Shanghai Disneyland, very similarly to how we kind of put a bow on our first Tokyo trip last year.
Yeah, true.
So I guess the first question is, what was your kind of overall impression of Shanghai Disneyland?
Ooh, the one thing that really does stand out to me more than anything else is the scale. Shanghai Disney is massive. You see that everywhere, from the castle to the walkways to the size of the lands themselves that exist throughout the theme park. Everything just seems to be bigger and more grand throughout that park.
It is truly probably the most unique castle park experience I've been in. It's awesome to get to visit castle parks around the world, whether it is Disneyland or the Magic Kingdom or Tokyo Disneyland, now Shanghai, but often they feel like they have a lot in common. And this is definitely the most unlike any other castle park that I've been. I wouldn't compare it to any of those.
I think also, this maybe isn't surprising, but I do think, especially now having gone to Tokyo as my first international park, it was a little harder to navigate. Not only because it felt unfamiliar, like just the fact that Adventureland and Tomorrowland are like swapped. So like even walking into Tokyo Disneyland, I was like, oh, I've been here before. I know what I'm doing. Like I did not feel that way very much in Shanghai. And then there were just some more like logistical difficulties. I can't think of the right word, but like, for example, we had issues with the app. Trying to mobile order, our credit card wouldn't work, and it wanted us to use WeChat, and we were able to pay at the counter, which was great. The cast members were very accommodating. Again, compared to Tokyo, less cast members speak English. It's just not a place that a lot of English-speaking guests go. So the cast members, again, were all very friendly, helpful, lots of Google Translate, lots of pointing. But whereas I was surprised at how easy it was in Tokyo, it just wasn't quite as easy to navigate in Shanghai.
Yeah. And I'll just say, I think that's probably true for not just Shanghai Disneyland. I think if you are not super comfortable with international travel, visiting mainland China is more intimidating and does have more barriers. Japan is not a place where you need a visa currently to visit. If you have an American passport, depends on what passport you have. But you know, whether you are navigating getting a visa to visit China or navigating the 144-hour rule for not having a visa, because of internet restrictions, you may not have access to apps you're really familiar with using, like the entire Google suite. That means getting transportation is going to be maybe more difficult than what you're used to. So I would say just in general, there are probably more barriers to the normal everyday travel that you may be used to, even if you've gone other international places.
But overall, I'm so glad we got this experience. I'm so glad we padded in multiple days to do this one park. We weren't sure at first, but seeing how big it was, I think we needed several days to really fully explore the park. And I think what I'm walking away from Shanghai Disneyland with, again, agreeing about the scale, agreeing about the uniqueness of the castle park, it was really cool to see a new castle park. A modern castle park built in 2016, less than a decade ago. To compare that to 1955's Disneyland is really special, and it's just like the technology on display everywhere. That it just felt new, it felt fresh. The characters used were new and fresh, and it was just a very cool experience that I know I'm very grateful for.
Same. Well, friends, with that, a massive thank you to all of you for coming on this journey with us and for making trips like this possible for us with your support through watching. We really cannot express enough how much we appreciate you all. But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, follow us on all of our socials, and if you would like to join with the MAM fam in the conversation about this or any of our other videos, please join us on Discord. We would love to have you there. Links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And I'm Max.
And it has truly been so magical.
Goodbye, everybody.